Hello, my friend. Carl Michael Pilsler here again, talking about 26 qualities of leadership based on my book, The ABC Leader. And I love teaching leadership. I love learning leadership. I love growing in leadership. And I'm very happy that I got this opportunity to take this part in teaching these leadership videos for IBB Talks, a global vision reaching around the world with a message of hope for life and business around the globe. We're talking about qualities, we're talking about attributes, we're talking about characteristics, we're talking about things that every leader needs and should work on. And the good news is you can work on these different qualities. You're not good at all of them on the same level. Maybe you're good at most of them, but you're not going to be the same good at all of them. But at some we have to grow more than others. Some we have to develop more than others. And I'm very excited because it's a leadership growth program. It doesn't say you have to be perfect, but it does say you have to grow, constant and never-ending improvement. The quality we talk about today is the letter O, and it's optimism. What is optimism? A lot of people have wrong ideas about what optimism really is. Some people think optimism means that you see everything positive. No, that's not optimism, or everything through a pink glasses, a pink pair of glasses. That's not true. That's not optimism. Some people think optimism means to go into your garden and close your eyes and say, there are no weeds, there are no weeds, there are no weeds. Or going into your company and saying, there are no problems, there are no problems, there are no problems. That is not optimism. That is far from it. What is true optimism? Optimism, to me, is seeing, number one, seeing reality. You see reality, number one. Number two, you believe the best. You believe the best, you expect the best. But number three, you're prepared for the worst. You're ready for bad things to happen. You're ready for worst case scenarios. That's very important, especially in business. You have to see reality. That's how my friend Gary Schotten always says, you have to know your numbers. You have to see where you're at. You have to believe the best. You go for the best, but you also are prepared for the worst. Forbes magazine had an article where they talk about 5 reasons why optimists are better leaders. Generally speaking, an optimist makes a better leader than a pessimist. I think that's quite obvious, but they give 5 reasons for that. Why? Number one, an optimist is a starter. Optimists start things. They start projects, they start companies, they are starters. Now, I think that's very important for our world. We need people who start things. And I know IBB Talks has a message much for business, for the business community. And so if you start a business, or if you have started a business, or you have started many businesses, I take my hat. I tip my hat because we need that. If you have failed in business, I tip my hat. If you have failed in business and started another one, great. I tip my hat. That's awesome. Optimists are starters. They also see failure not as the end of the world, but they see failure as a stepping stone. So Forbes magazine says optimists are better leaders because they start things, they start companies, and etc. Number two, optimists are inspiring communicators. They can inspire us for a vision. They can inspire us for a project, for a business, for a vision. And they are inspiring communicators. I think of Ronald Reagan, the great communicator. Everybody who knew him said he was a great optimist. He always brought optimism, and he was a fantastic speaker and communicator with an inspiring, encouraging, uplifting message. Number three, optimists rally people to a better future. They have the ability to, to gather people, to round up people, to rally people for a better future, for a great cause. Optimists do that. Number four, optimists see, they have the ability to see the big picture. See, sometimes business is bad. Sometimes sales are down. Sometimes attendance is low. Sometimes things don't work the way we planned or the way we expected. But a leader doesn't give up because a leader sees the big picture. That means he sees ahead of the problems. That means the small problems now, or even the large problems now, are not really the whole thing, not the whole picture. For sure not. A rainy day is not the whole summer. A bad day in your relationship, a fight in a relationship, is not that the relationship is bad in general. We have to see the big pictures. As leaders, it's our job to see the big picture and to communicate the big picture. And number five, they elicit superhuman effort, which to me means optimists draw out the best in other people. They draw out the best in others. That's what optimists do. In my book, I have a whole section on how to become a better, not a better, how to become an optimist, or how you can become more of an optimist. And I'm not talking about, hey, going blind in the world, or being unrealistic. No, an optimist is a realist. I consider myself an optimistic realist or a realistic optimist. But in my book, and I don't have the time in this video to go into it, you have some steps helping you along the way to become an optimist in your world.